Tom? What's that? I can move over.
No, you're fine. Oh, you're not.
All right, we're starting out with Credidio Bergeron Kushkowski this morning. Well, I guess afternoon now. I got a new tripod, so I'm still trying to figure it out. Kushkowski to take the draw. Rubicki and Campbell at D. Cutting is in net. Kushkowski wins that back to Campbell. Campbell steps to the side and goes up for Bergeron. It misses Bergeron and goes for an icing. Kushkowski wins that face off to the corner over to Campbell. Campbell hard around the boards for Credidio. Credidio over to Kushkowski. Kushkowski tries to tap it to himself. It goes a little too far ahead. Credidio gets a stick on the puck and it hits off of Milwaukee. Milwaukee sends the puck in and Rubicki into the corner for Credidio. Credidio up the sideboard, chipping forward for Kushkowski a little too far. Kushkowski, good stick, knocks the puck to Campbell. Campbell's pass is deflected and over to the sideboard. Bergeron chips that puck in. The Admirals goaltender plays it behind. We get a change with Reynolds, Paulo, and Pulauskas. Aldridge and Priskintis at D. Aldridge gets the puck up to Paulo. Paulo goes wide, centers a pass to Reynolds, gets deflected and stopped by the Admirals. Admirals back through the neutral zone. Aldridge, good play, pushes the player, and the puck goes loose. Pulauskas picks it up. Good stick by Priskintis. Paulo picks that one up. It gets knocked aside. Onak is now out at D. Reynolds to the middle for Priskintis. Priskintis shot low and into the sideboard. Good opportunity. Nice pass. Nietzsche comes on, tries to put a shot on. It goes wide. Nietzsche comes in, knocks the man off the puck, but Admirals pick it up. Nietzsche back on the back check, gets a turnover shot, and into the goaltender. Nietzsche, good work on that shift. Chalicki and Letcher come out to join. Miller and Onak at D. 15-18 to go in the first. Nietzsche to take this face-off. Face-off push to the sideboard. Letcher battling. Gets to it, but the Admirals chip it to the middle and then clear. Centering pass misses into the zone. Chalicki takes a big hit. Admirals try to dump it, but it hits Chalicki. Nietzsche digs that puck out of the boards and passes it over to Miller. Miller in the corner up for Letcher. The Admirals knock it back in the zone. Hits off of Miller and then Nietzsche and back down deep. Onak tries to pass, hits into the skates and the stick of the Admirals. Miller picks the puck up over to Nietzsche. Nietzsche and Chalicki. Chalicki into the middle, shot low, rebound, Miller gets a shot on, but pushed aside by the goaltender. Chilicki battling. Puck over to Letcher. Letcher tries to make a move. Campbell keeps that puck and dumps it down low. Chilicki working in the corner. Up to Campbell. Kruger's come on for Nietzsche. Puck gets knocked in the neutral zone. Rubicki goes right back up to Letcher. Letcher shot off of the pad. Carter comes on. Milwaukee back into the zone, trying to go against Rubicki. Rubicki blocks it. Cutting takes the puck off of the board and knocks it to the corner. Up to Carter. Letcher goes for a change. Kruger knocks the puck off the boards. Admirals lined up with it and into the zone. Shot into Cutting's glove, bounces off, and then covered, and we'll get a face-off. Brown has come on for Letcher. And we'll get a D change. Aldridge and Campbell, or I'm sorry, Prisgintis come out. Face off, pushed back by Admirals. They got a shot, pushed to the corner by Cutting. Aldridge is there, knocks his man into the boards. Puck up to Carter. Carter across for Brown. Brown goes wide, puts the puck between the legs, got it back, shot. Back to the backboard. Admirals try to get it out. It hits Carter. Carter pushes his guy into the boards and freezes the puck behind his skate. Kruger trying to knock it out. It does come out to the Admirals, and they come up the near board. Up through the neutral zone, trying to get past Prisgintis, knocked aside over to Cutting. Cutting knocks the puck into neutral ice, and we get a change. Kushkowski, Credidio, and Bergeron come out. Onak. Puck knocks off of Onak's skate, and it's in front. Onak gets the puck knocked to the backboard and comes up the near board over to Kushkowski. Kushkowski in the middle, over to Credidio, just a little too far. Credidio and Kushkowski both get hits on. Miller tries to keep that puck in and gets knocked out. Bergeron, good cover, gets the puck to Onak. Onak puts that in deep. Bergeron to Kushkowski, misses his stick, put it right in front. Kushkowski's lefty shot, so it would have hit his backhand. Burge takes a big hit. Puck over to Miller. Miller shot. It's off the side of the goal. Admirals. Cross ice pass. Bergeron gets in the way. Puck goes loose to Onak. Onak puts it back to neutral ice. Admirals try to send it in. It hits off of Kushkowski's stick. Miller to Onak. To Credidio. Credidio tries to sidestep one. Puck turns over at the blue line. Onak, good poke, gets it loose, and then up to Bergeron. Bergeron looking for Kushkowski. Gets taken away by the Admirals. Burge changes. D changes. Campbell comes out. Admirals send that puck in deep. Rubicki up to Campbell. Campbell for Paulo. Paulo to Credidio. Credidio brings that puck in. Tries to get a shot. It's deflected in front and pushed aside by the Admirals. Rubicki puts the puck back down low. Pulauskas goes to get it. Pulauskas, Reynolds, and Paulo are out. Puck in front. Good stick by Reynolds. Pulauskas picks up the loose. Goes over wide. Avoids two hits. Gets... I'm not sure if he lost an edge or a stick got under his skate. Puck off of the sideboard. Admirals looking for centering pass. They get it. He mishandles luckily, and Campbell's able to push that away. Pulauskas tries to sidestep a man. Admirals back the other with two. We were going for a change. Aldridge and Prisgintis come on, and Cutting stops that rush with no rebound. Just 1 second, I refixed something here. All right, apologize for that little delay. Letcher gets the puck into the zone. Goes over. Admirals get it back and go wide. Aldridge knocks that puck away and chips off of Letcher. Admirals regrouping. Good nudge by Nietzsche. Chilicki tries to pick up that puck and it doesn't come with him. Nietzsche gets a change. Kruger comes on. Admirals are offsides. Carter and Brown join Kruger. Brown and the Admirals player get a little too close. Brown ties up. Kruger goes and wins that faceoff clean to Onak. Onak. Puck goes for icing. So it come all the way back down. Face off one to the corner. Onak chips it high. It comes to neutral ice for Brown. Brown still has it. Oh, a little backhand. Far down. Brownie with the first goal. Kicks it to his skate. Decides to go backhand, bar down. We'll bring out Kushkowski, Bergeron, and Credidio. Oh! I'm not sure what happened. It misplayed, then bounced off of cutting, and then it had to be swatted in out of the zone. Thankfully, no harm, no foul. Puck into the corner for Kushkowski. Onak trying to get that to Bergeron. It gets taken away. Puck to Burge. Burge chips off of the glass for Credidio. Hits off of the back of Admirals, and they send it over to Miller. Miller around Onak. Uses him as a screen. Puck knocked away. Back to Onak. Onak gets it to Credidio. Credidio sends it deep. Miller and Onak change. Campbell comes on. Credidio, oh, good look by Kushkowski. Credidio was open in the slot. Just bounced a little too hard off of Credidio's stick. Bergeron dumps that puck in. Kushkowski goes on the forecheck. Rubicki, shot wide, gets past both Admirals and Fury players somehow. Admirals regrouping, get a quick change on. Paulo comes on, or Reynolds comes on for Fury. Rubicki around for Kushkowski. Kushkowski to Reynolds. Kushkowski changes. Bergeron changes. Pulauskas and Paulo come on. Admirals got a man loose to try to get past Przgintis. Long stick by Przgintis knocks it away, and then Campbell gets the trailer. Przgintis working in the backboard still, gets the puck loose up to Reynolds. A little collision. Admirals puck pass gets deflected. Admirals send it back in. Reynolds chips the puck up to Paulo. Paulo with speed. He's fast. He's faster than my camera. Gets knocked down. Puck to the corner. Admirals try to clear. Przgintis gets a hold of it. Battling through three. Puck gets knocked loose. Pulauskas tried to knock it loose. Paulo changes. Nietzsche's on. Puck behind, played by Cutting, up to Pulauskas. Pulauskas, cross ice for Reynolds. Reynolds, pass in the feet of Nietzsche. Admirals go the other way. Onak and Reynolds slow down. Admirals, puck goes to the corner. Weird bounce off of the glass. I think it hit the gap there in the door and goes back wide. Letcher has come on with Chilicki. Onak trying to pass that over to Letcher, gets deflected and into neutral ice. Cutting, plays it to Onak. Onak gets hit in the corner. Admirals dig it out, trying to get past Nietzsche. Nietzsche ties him up. Puck knocked over to one of the D for Admirals, and the other shot goes wide. Onak to Nietzsche to Chalicki. Chalicki gets it across, takes a hit while doing it. Letcher chips that into the middle. Kruger's come on a change, and he's in the corner working with Letcher. Puck knocks over the sideboard for Admirals, and they try to go cross ice. It misses, but it's going to go on Cutting, so no icing. Cutting plays it to Campbell. Campbell up for Kruger. Brown and Carter have come on. Puck into the middle of the ice. Good stick by Rybicki. Brown trying to dangle past one. It gets knocked in deep. Kruger over to help Campbell. Carter takes that. Misplayed pass over to Admirals. Admirals get a shot on. Puck goes wide. Brown over to get it on the sideboard. Up for Carter. Carter puts that in. He's going to get a call. So Carter's going to draw a roughing penalty. And we're going to go on our first power play. The internet connection is slow here. I'm not sure what's happening. Letcher, Nietzsche, Paulo, Reynolds, and Onak out for this. That's gonna. We're gonna get another. So Admirals are gonna go to a box for a cross check. Admirals push the puck to the corner, go to clear it, it gets past Reynolds, goes all the way down. Reynolds drops for Letcher. Letcher through the neutral zone with speed. Over to Onak. Onak cross for Reynolds. Reynolds to Onak. Onak walks in. Back to Reynolds. Reynolds shot wide. Over on the sideboard for Paulo. Paulo to Onak. Onak walks in. Shot off of the post. Back to Onak. Onak on the sideboard. Switches places with Paulo. Paulo walks in. Down in the middle. Tipped by Nietzsche on pad. Shot in front still. Nietzsche's shot is blocked. Over the sideboard for Reynolds. Minute to go in the first penalty. Minute 8 in the second. Shot by Reynolds. Glove save. And we'll get a change. Carter, Kushkowski, Palauskas, Chalicki, and Campbell. Puck is won to the corner by the Admirals. Carter and Palauskas tying up. Admirals clear. Puck goes all the way down. Cutting. Slows it and leaves it for Campbell. Campbell sets up. Comes up the near board. Cross ice for Kushkowski. 35 seconds to go on the first penalty. Kushkowski takes it in deep. Puts it to Campbell. Campbell to Chalicki. Back to Campbell. Campbell over to Chalicki. Centering. Palauskas shot. Save. Puck back up to Campbell. One time Chalicki. Shot goes wide and out. That's going to do it for the first penalty. We've got 22 seconds to go on the second penalty. Campbell carries in 5-on-4, 10 seconds left in this power play. Campbell goes for a shot, decides to send it down to Chalicki. Chalicki, cross for Pulauskas up to Campbell. Campbell sidesteps, gets a shot on low, and we're even, 3:05 to go in the first. Pulauskas shot, save over into the corner. Carter, battling. Puck comes loose from the Admirals, and cross-ice pass misses as they were going for a change. Pulauskas changes. Brown comes on. Aldridge. Ahead for Carter. Hits off of Carter's stick. It's not going to... Oh, it is going to go. I didn't think it was going to go fast enough, but it did go for an ice. Bergeron and Kruger join Brown. Aldridge and Prisgintis at D. Puck over to the corner. Aldridge around hard for Brown. Brown looking for a pass. Decides to hold it and get it to Prisgintis. Prisgintis walks through a guy. Knocked away. And Admirals carry in wide. Good stick by Aldridge. Brown over to help. Puck goes over to the corner. Brown chips off of the glass. It goes into the neutral zone. Admirals going cross ice. Brown was there. They had to escape. Puck over to Aldridge. Prisgintis is going to go for a slash. So we're going to get our first kill. Oh, interference. Okay. The way he made the first call looked like a slash, but it's interference. Paulo, Reynolds, Miller, and Onak come out for this kill unit. 2:01 to go in the first. This will pretty much take us to the end of the period. Miller ties up. Puck over the corner. Onak comes in to help and cleared. Good job by Onak to get that puck out and sent. Admirals drop pass. Decide to carry in and go wide. Good job by Miller. Puck dropped low. Admirals take a shot. It hits the back of the net. Onak battling. Admirals get it out. Ref didn't see that it was out, but that one is. We'll get a change. Letcher and Nietzsche out to kill. Campbell and Rybicki at D. 51 seconds to go in the period. 47 on the kill. Admirals send it wide and around. Try to work it off of the board. Get a shot in front. Rybicki gets it from cutting and sends it wide. Nietzsche's up there. Nietzsche pins it. 30 seconds to go in the period. Admiral's working to get it out. Nietzsche's doing a good job of keeping it in his skates. Admirals finally get it out. Nietzsche gets a stick on it. Goes back to the Admirals behind their own net. 12 seconds to go on the kill. Nietzsche pushes wide. Admirals go cross ice. Get past Letcher. Shot high off of the glass. Another shot on cutting into the middle. Penalty is expired. And Letcher with the block with 0.3 seconds to go, and that'll be the end of the first. So after one, Fury up on the Brown backhand goal.
Any word on your surgery?
I go for my yeah, they sent me to the bullshit doctor to look at me and go, nothing wrong with him.
the other lawyers send you.
Okay.
Good game. Like they're more than the fifth time they had to do it. And then they do like an hour and a half. They send you a mileage check. Then the dumbass will send you 2 checks.
Is that for an accident?
It was worth it many years ago. But it's a game. If this injury happened, me too. So, well, but they already denied my ankle surgery. So that I have to pay for out of pocket. Now I'm just suing. But the other, maybe people that have an MRI to show them.
We're going to start off the second period with Reynolds, Paulo, Palauskas, Campbell, and Rubicki. Face-off controlled by the Admirals. Send the puck in. Dug off of the boards. Reynolds through the middle of the neutral zone. Gets past a couple, but couldn't get past that last one. Puck turned over by the Admirals to Palauskas. Palauskas tries to make a pass to Rubicki. There was an Admirals player there. They get a backhand shot on cutting, no rebound. 16:33 to go. We'll get a change. Kushkowski, Bergeron, Presidio, Aldridge, and Chris Gintis' D. Shot goes wide of cutting, bounces in front. Centering pass, misses everyone in front. Over to Bergeron. Bergeron chips it out into the neutral ice. Admirals send it back in. A little bit more urgency from the Admirals right now than the first period. Presidio picks up that puck in the corner and gets it over to Aldridge. Aldridge up to Burge. Burge chips that in. It goes on the goaltender from behind. He leaves it. Kushkowski got there and tied it up. Puck to the corner. Presidio centers it on the goaltender. They tried to get it out, but couldn't, and it's covered. And we'll get another change. Nietzsche, Chalicki, Letcher with Onak and Miller. Face-off one over to Letcher. He dumps it back to Miller. Miller down low for Chalicki. Chalicki gets puck taken away by the Admirals, and they go back up the boards. Puck sent wide. It's going to go on Cutting. Cutting's going to cover. $15:33 to go in the second. Face-off taken by Nietzsche. Onak digs it out of the pile. Chipped ahead for Letcher. Letcher shot and a goal. Beats him glove side. Nice play. Letcher's been finding the net lately, and that was a beaut. Chalicki takes it wide. Letcher beats his man to the inside. Perfect pass down the middle. And Letcher with the goal. 2-0. Fury. After the goal, we'll get a line change. Brown, Kruger, Carter come on. Puck pushed back. Miller winds up with the loose puck. Evades and gets the puck up to Carter. Carter puts the puck down low for Kruger. Admirals come over to the sideboard. Pass comes across. Shot for the Admirals go wide off of the glass and out over to Carter. Puck knocked around. Brown to Carter. Carter shot high off of the glass over to Kruger. Kruger tries to put one in front. It gets deflected back to the corner. Puck put up the boards. Brown touch pass. Misses Carter over into neutral ice. Admirals are going to enter wide. They drag a shot, hits off of Campbell, and then off of a pad of cutting. Puck stuck under Kruger's skates right now. Miller trying to dig it out. Does come loose to Campbell. Campbell, using cutting as a screen, comes out. Puck gets knocked away. There's a guy in front. Nobody there. Good stick by Cutting. Knocks that puck back down low. Brown in the middle clears it and sends it down. That'll go for an icing, and we'll get a change. 13:56 to go in the second. We've got a ice cut somewhere in the middle here, around the 8:30 mark. Face off stuck in some feet. Paulo, good stick. Paulo, Pulaskis, and Reynolds are out. Puck makes its way to Cutting and he covers. Rubicki and Campbell on at D. Face off one back. Quick shot by Admirals off of Cutting's pad into the corner. Paulo and Rubicki get that puck out and over to Reynolds. Reynolds across for Pulaskis. Pulaskis, puck gets knocked away. Admirals' quick pass gets deflected. Paulo looks for a guy in the middle, but it makes its way to Campbell. Pulaskis chips that puck forward. Rubicki to Paulo. Paulo to Pulaskis. Pulaskis takes a hit in the middle for that one. Admirals pass is deflected by Rubicki. Puck off to the sideboard, back to Rubicki. Rubicki sends that puck down low. Over onto the corner, Pulaskis to Przgintis. Przgintis' shot is loose in the front. Paulo digs it out. Oh, Paulo from Przgintis. Przgintis digs out the loose puck, and it's 3-0. Bergeron, Kashkowski, Credidio, Aldridge, and Przgintis on the ice. Kashkowski to take the draw. 12:58 to go in the second. Puck one back by Kashkowski to Aldridge. Aldridge cross for Burge. Burge chips ahead. Kashkowski comes in hard, but Admiral send it on the boards. Back regroup and into neutral ice. Kashkowski battling against the Admirals. Admirals get cross ice. That looked like offsides to me, but wave. Kashkowski picks up the loose puck, carries in with Credidio. Quick shot, bounces off in the middle. Credidio gets a stick on it. Admirals send it down, and that's icing. 12:22 to go. We've got another end zone face-off. Kashkowski set to take it. Face off, one back by Kashkowski, stepped in front of by the Admirals, and they send it past Onak. Centering pass deflects off of Admiral stick to the corner, sent around on the backboard into the opposite corner. Onak is chasing. Puck sent back to the corner, bounces off of the board. Kashkowski shot in front, hits off of Miller. Kwiatkowski gets loose puck over to Bergeron. It chips forward. Bergeron hard on the forecheck. Admirals behind their own goaltender play it off of the boards and send it wide. That's going to go all the way down. Waved, icing. Onak, I think they're saying, could have played that. Puck bounces off the corner over to Kwiatkowski and up to Bergeron. Bergeron to Credidio. Credidio shot into the glove of the Admirals goaltender. Nietzsche, Letcher, Chalicki, accompanied by Rabicki and Campbell at D. 11:32 to go in the second. Nietzsche taking this face-off. One back to Campbell. Campbell shot is blocked, but it makes its way to Rabicki. Rabicki takes a shot off of the blocker. Miraculously doesn't hit anything on the roof and drops back down the corner. Letcher winds up with it. Letcher to Rabicki. Rabicki back down low for Chalicki. Chalicki gets pinned. Touch pass to Letcher gets taken away. Puck on the sideboard. No! Milwaukee player comes in to make a hit, and he kind of toe picks into the boards. Looked a little dazed, and Nietzsche didn't know what was happening, so it gives him a little bit of a shove. Looks like the puck had come out of play. Letcher's going to take this draw with Chalicki offset. Admirals win it. Chalicki's tripped him. So Nietzsche touches up. Chalicki goes to the box. And we'll go back on the kill. So with 10:57 to go, we're going to send Paulo and Reynolds, Campbell and Rabicki. Face off push to the corner. Admirals get there. But Rabicki, good job to dig it out. Gets it to Paulo. Paulo sends it all the way down on net. Goaltender sends it to the corner. Admirals set up their attack. Push wide. Gets past Paulo. Puts it across the opposite board. Campbell is there. Ties up. Puck to the middle. Knocked away by Reynolds. Admirals regroup. Minute 16 to go in the kill. Rabicki takes that puck away, takes a big hit. Kept in by the Admirals. Cross pass misses. Back up to the point and down to the sideboard. Paulo gets to that puck first, chips ahead. Reynolds is with him. Paulo changes. Kwiatkowski comes on. Admirals off of the near board. Bergeron comes out with Kwiatkowski. Gintis battling on the backboard. Puck into opposite corner for Aldridge. Aldridge is tied up. Admirals send that back up to the point. Cross. Gintis rolls a guy in front. I don't know that it was so much on purpose as it was the guy just was kind of in Gintis' way. Cutting with another save. .9:22 to go in the second. Kwiatkowski take the face off. One back to Aldridge. Aldridge hard around for Bergeron. Bergeron tried to chip it out. It gets knocked back in by Admirals. Shot in front. Saved by Cutting. It's loose. It went underneath Kwiatkowski's skates. Gintis finds it and sends it. That should do it for this kill. 7 seconds to go. Kwiatkowski comes to give some pressure. Bergeron gets a stick on. Chilicki out of the box. Brown comes on. Bergeron takes that loose puck. He's got it through. Neutralize chips forward. Oh, Berge is going to go for a penalty. Oh, so Berge's penalty is negated by the draw from Brown. So we're going to go back to 5-on-5 when we come out of the ice cut. All right, so give us about 10 minutes and we'll be back. I took a little extra break that I miscalculated. Sorry about that. But we're back starting out with Paulo, Reynolds, Pulauskas, Miller, and Onak coming off of the ice cut. 8 minutes to go. Bergeron and the Admirals have coincidental penalties, so 5-on-5 coming off of the ice cut. Admiral shot blocked and into the back netting. We get a change, and Nietzsche, Chilicki, Letcher, Campbell, and Rubicki come on. Puck in front, flung ahead for Chilicki, intercepted by the Admirals. Chilicki, good back check, steals it away, sends it up the boards. Admirals wind up with it, send it wide over to Letcher. Letcher chips it in. Nietzsche tags up, puck goes behind, played by the goaltender and left. Chilicki and Letcher both on the forecheck, puck comes between them. Nietzsche gets a hit on, pass, shot goes wide and off of cutting into the netting. Admirals win that back, got a shot on cutting, he pushes it to the corner. Campbell and Admirals get tied up, loose puck to the Admirals. Walk that puck low, centering pass, goes wide, another shot on cutting, push the opposite corner, down low. Admirals working up to the point, Letcher's there, puck goes to the sideboard, Campbell knocks the puck away, but it finds its way to an Admirals player, blocked by Rubicki in front. Letcher ties up, puck still loose, Admirals wind up with it. Center pass in front, misses, goes wide over the sideboard and back down low. Puck to the corner, Nietzsche chips it, and that goes for an icing. 6:30 to go. Carter, Kruger, Brown come on for this face-off with Brisgintis and Aldridge. Face-off controlled by Fury. Cross-ice pass to Brown. Brown in the corner, behind the net and around. Still has control. Still with control. Shot in front to Carter. Carter on the backboard working. Brown coming over to help. Puck up to Brisgintis. Brisgintis, toe drag, backdoor. Carter goes wide. Good work all around by the line. Brisgintis with a nasty toe drag. Kruger gets taken down. Brisgintis, huge hit. Carter up the boards over to Brisgintis. Brisgintis takes a hit but gets the puck to Brown. Brown to Kruger. Kruger wide. Toe drag shot gets tied up. Admirals over to the near board. Bounces off. Brown gets to it. Chips it over to Onak. Onak up the boards for Kruger. Brown changes. Kruger brings the puck in, but it gets knocked away back to neutral ice. Credidio's in. Credidio carries. Shot is blocked and into neutral ice again. Onak sends that low. Kruger changes. Kushkowski comes on. We were short a guy. Bergeron still in the box. They need a whistle. Pulauskas comes on. Pulauskas working on the backboard. Puck to the corner. Good stick. Pulauskas still finds its way to the Milwaukee D. Puck over on the sideboard now. Miller, Kushkowski working, trying to get that puck loose. Milwaukee kicks it. Pulauskas is there. Up to Credidio. Credidio Looked like a mid-ice collision with Kushkowski. Puck chipped ahead, cross to Credidio. Kushkowski escapes. Saw Pulauskas streaking. Puck knocked over to Credidio. Off of Credidio, Pulauskas picks up the loose puck. Knocked away by the Admirals. Pass intercepted by Rybicki. Rybicki back in the zone. Tries to get past the D. Puck over to the corner. Kushkowski hard around. Credidio slows it down. Regroups in neutral ice. Gets it up to Rybicki. Rybicki puts that puck in. Reynolds and Paulo come on. Credidio comes for, or doesn't change. Paulo, couple extra moves. Admirals spring a guy in front. The Admirals get their first goal backhand on cutting. So with the lines a little mixed up from the penalty, Milwaukee gets their first goal. Brown taking the spot of Pulauskas on this face-off with Reynolds and Paulo. Onak and Aldridge at D. Face-off pushed back to Onak, Onak to Aldridge. Aldridge looking for Brown. Puck gets deflected by the Admirals and out of play. Onak changes. Prisgintis comes on. Paulo wins that puck over to Brown. Brown touch pass to Prisgintis. Prisgintis to Reynolds. Reynolds decides to go behind Brown. Brown gets tied up with a Milwaukee player. Prisgintis sends that puck in. Brown on the forecheck. Blocks that puck from going out into the corner. Makes its way up to Prisgintis. Prisgintis' shot is blocked in front. Paulo picks up the loose puck and works in the corner. Centering to Reynolds. Reynolds. Cross ice for Prisgintis. Prisgintis down low, bounces off of the boards. Milwaukee playing it from behind their own goaltender. Misses on the sideboard. Prisgintis walks it down. Prisgintis comes around. Shot blocked by the goaltender, knocked down. And puck back into Fury territory. Aldridge looking for a pass, finds Brown open. Oh, Brown chips forward for Reynolds. Reynolds to the corner. Brown goes for a change. Letcher comes on. Puck moved over to Paulo. Paulo on the sideboard. Over to Reynolds. Reynolds is tied up. Puck gets knocked away. Going wide is the Admirals. Quick shot on. Aldridge tried his best to tie him up. He still got a shot on cutting. Makes the save. Miller gets that puck up for Reynolds. Cross for Letcher. Letcher takes a huge hit to the head. And we're going to call an elbowing. Oh, Letcher is down right now. Let's see. So that puck was underneath Letcher. He didn't know where it was. Admirals came in, put a big blow on. And so they're going to go for elbowing, 2 minutes. Letcher's up. And we're going to go on the power play. And we're going to bring out the second power play unit. Carter, Kushkowski, Pulauskas, Chalicki, and Campbell. Puck to the corner. Carter puts it over to Krzyzkowski on the sideboard for Chilicki. So Campbell's shot, looking for a tip off of Krzyzkowski's stick, just misses. Cross ice pass by Pulauskas over to Chilicki. Chilicki gets crunched into the boards. Milwaukee knocks that puck into Fury ice. Campbell puts it behind the goaltender and resets. Minute 22 to go in the period. Krzyzkowski puts that on, and the goaltender decides to cover. A little bit of snow from Carter. Milwaukee's getting a little chippy. So after the fact, Pulauskas is going to go. So coincidental penalties. Took exception to the snowing. Minute 16 to go in the period. The power play will last 9 seconds past, so into the third. Letcher pushes that puck to the boards and then up to Reynolds. Reynolds goes cross ice for Onak to Paulo. Paulo shot in front off of the glove of the goaltender, picked up by Nietzsche, back to Onak. Onak shot in front, bounced off of the glove again. Letcher centers. Milwaukee sends it off of the glass. Reynolds picks it up, goes across for Paulo. Paulo passing for Nietzsche. Letcher puts that puck down, takes a hit, and then cleared. Letcher looks like he took a butt end. Oh, but it looks like his skate's hurting. Brown steps on for Letcher. I'm not sure what happened with his ankle. Must have just kind of planted his foot. Puck goes in the corner for Nietzsche. Brown picks it up off of the boards. Onak shot in front, tipped by Paulo. Nietzsche battling on the backboard. Puck to Reynolds. Reynolds to Onak. Back to Reynolds. Shot. Sails high off of the sideboard. Onak keeps it in. Puts it back for Brown. Brown gets knocked down low. Milwaukee pinning. Nietzsche takes a couple extra shots. And now Reynolds is going.
Gotta take 22!
So Reynolds is going to So I'm not sure, because it was the end of the period, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. Letcher coming off of the ice. I don't know if he's going to get a tape job or something for his ankle. Seems to be walking all right. Mm-hmm. 9 seconds to go in the power play. All right, so It looks like Pulauskas and Onak are going. But there's a 2-minute penalty up for us.
Go Fury.
All right, it's 4-on-4. When the penalty expires, they're going to get a power play. I don't know how this works out, but minute 40 to go in the kill. Kushkowski and Paulo are out. Campbell, nice hit, knocks that puck loose, and Rybicki clears it.
Turn to 30.
Milwaukee sends the puck wide, and then around, picked up off of the boards and taken back to the corner. Campbell pins his man. Admirals try to pass up. It goes past and out, and they have to regroup. Paulo changes. Nietzsche comes on. Cross ice pass. Good skates by Rybicki. Knocks that puck to the board and then clears. Kushkowski changes, and Letcher, who's come back, is on. Tough kid Letcher takes a lot of hits and gets right back out there and flips that puck into the Milwaukee zone. Milwaukee gets a change. Letcher pushes wide into Aldridge. They decide to dump it around. Nietzsche challenging. Puck over to the slot. Blocked in front by Letcher. Nietzsche. Puck makes its way to Aldridge and cleared. 14 seconds to go. Milwaukee going wide. Chips the puck in. It goes into the backboard. Centering pass knocked away by Cutting. Brown comes out on the change. Aldridge to Prisgintis. Prisgintis chips off of the glass high. Knocks its way back to him, and he carries up to the red line and dumps in. Kruger has joined Brown. Puck to the back. Brown is there. Knocks it over to the corner. Brown wins that puck battle, gets it low to Kruger. Kruger to Carter. Carter goes wide. Carter back to Kruger, goes past him. Brown goes to pick it up, gets it up to Miller. Miller takes it down low. Puts it in front. Save. And Milwaukee chips it high. Brown is there. Puck over to Onak. Onak back to Brown. Brown gets tied up. Milwaukee comes in. A shot off of Cutting into the corner. Onak looking to pass it across. It gets deflected. Miller picks it up, finds Brown. It hits off of Brown and goes to the backboard. Brown takes an awkward hit. Puck does find its way on net, but Admiral's clear. Brown changes. Credidio comes on. 13:42 to go in the game. Still 3-1 Fury. Goals by Letcher, Paulo, and Brown. Kushkowski, Bergeron, Credidio on the ice with Rybicki and Campbell. Campbell set wide. Puck is won by Kushkowski to Bergeron. Bergeron to Rybicki. Rybicki down into the corner for Credidio. Credidio gets pushed into the boards. Milwaukee picks it up, takes it off of the far board, and then into the middle of the ice. Good stick by Kushkowski. Puck goes on Campbell, and Campbell gets it to Rybicki. Rybicki to Credidio, and it dumps back into the zone. Kushkowski doing his best to tie up. The puck is in some feet, knocked over to Kushkowski, but past him to the sideboard. Puck behind, and then into neutral ice. Good job by Rybicki. Guy loses an edge. And we get the puck back. Kushkowski is interfered with. Puck low. And we're going to go back on the power play. So interference on Milwaukee, and we'll get a power play. Getting our personnel out. It looks like it's going to be Onak, Reynolds, Letcher, Nietzsche, and Paulo. Face off one back by Paulo to Nietzsche. Nietzsche to Reynolds. Reynolds went to Onak and back to Reynolds. Reynolds shot his sails high. Letcher gets that puck to Onak. Onak cross for Reynolds. Reynolds snipes it. And he scored on the power play. Good pass across ice, finds Reynolds. And with 12:27 to go, Reynolds scores the fourth goal. Brown, Kruger, Carter, Onak, and Miller come on the ice. Good job by Kruger to hold that puck under him, waiting for Carter to dig it out. Brown picks up a loose puck underneath Kruger. Shot is deflected and out of play. All right. Well, they call their face-off play. Kruger's going to take the draw. Puck went over to Carter, hits off his skate. Miller brings it down. Good tip by Kruger. Goes into the corner. Brown comes over to help. Gets knocked away up to Onak. Onak down low for Kruger. Bounces off of Kruger's stick to Carter. Carter passes that back to Kruger, and then it makes its way into the defense. Milwaukee sends that puck in. Miller gloves it down, and then up the boards for Kruger. Kruger couldn't quite get a handle of it. Puck goes cross ice. Milwaukee sends it back in deep. Cutting to Onak. Onak to Carter. Carter chips ahead for Kruger. Back in neutral ice. Miller comes up to challenge, and Milwaukee dumps it in. Puck back up the board for Brown. Brown to Kruger. Kruger chips for Miller. Brown changes. Onak changes. Miller, speedy, brings that puck in. But as we were changing, Milwaukee gets it back. Nietzsche, Chalicki, and Letcher back on the ice. Save in front. Puck was loose, but the ref lost sight of it, so we get a whistle. 10:58. Gage with 3 saves on that play. Face-off controlled by Milwaukee. Puck goes around and into neutral ice. Try to get a pass into the middle. Nietzsche hits it with the skates and then passes to Chalicki. Chalicki gets the puck to Letcher, and Letcher sends it back into the Milwaukee zone. Milwaukee comes back in on the attack. Knocked away by Letcher, and then cleared by Rybicki. Letcher carrying through the neutral zone, chips it into the opposite corner where Nietzsche is. Puck comes loose and up the boards. Milwaukee takes it off of the near board and goes cross and then back again. Chips it in. Campbell, recognizing the change, gets the puck up for Letcher. Letcher to Nietzsche. Nietzsche carries in. Puck gets knocked away. Milwaukee back in neutral territory. We change D. Porzingis and Aldridge are out. Aldridge with the block. The puck goes out of play. Krzyzkowski, Credidio, and Bergeron join them on the ice. Krzyzkowski wins that faceoff over to Porzingis. Porzingis around for Bergeron. Bergeron up the boards for Credidio. Credidio avoids a hit. Puck gets touched and into the zone. Milwaukee picks it up, takes it behind their goaltender. Krzyzkowski on the forecheck. Forces a turnover. Aldridge knocks that puck, but broke his stick and had to change. Onak comes on. Puck goes behind Cutting. Onak pushes it to the corner. Porzingis sends it up the board for Credidio. Credidio touch pass misses Krzyzkowski, and Admiral send it back in. Porzingis escapes, goes behind Cutting. Up for Bergeron. Bergeron cross for Credidio. Credidio hits that puck high. Milwaukee touches it first. Puck in the middle for Bergeron, tied up. And the goaltender covers. Berge takes a hit. Krzyzkowski's tied up. A little bit of pushing and shoving. No penalties. Nine minutes to go in the game. Paulo, Reynolds, Pulauskas come out with Onak and Miller. Reynolds to take this faceoff. Paulo offset behind him. Pulauskas picks up that puck out from under Reynolds. Tries to get a backhand shot. It's blocked. Puck goes up to Miller, sends it back in. Pulauskas winds up with it, but gets the puck knocked away. Finds it back, chips it. Over to Reynolds. Reynolds shot high off of the glass over to Paulo. Paulo passes to Reynolds in the middle. Bounces off of Reynolds' stick. Milwaukee's got a guy ahead. Good stick by Paulo. He stopped a 2-on-1 there. Back to Pulauskas. Pulauskas shot it, deflected, and into the netting. Face-off one back by Paulo. But gotten to first is Milwaukee. Milwaukee trying to get it through the neutral zone. A lot of sticks. Puck's loose. Carry it in and send it wide. Milwaukee on the sideboard. Works that puck for a shot. Deflected in front and into the netting. Carter, Kruger, Brown come out. Miller and Onak at D. 8:06 to go in the game. Kruger take the face off. Carter in on the circle. Brown out wide. Face off one. Good hustle by Carter to knock it over to the sideboard. Milwaukee gets it away from Miller and then sends it into neutral ice. D to D on the regroup. Brown comes up to challenge, puck up the sideboard and in. Miller, good puck protection. Puck chipped up to the D and shot on Cutting. Glove save, 7:43 to go. Face off one to the sideboard. Miller gets that up looking for Carter, kept in by Milwaukee. Quick shot on cutting. He stops that one. There we'll go again. Kruger pushes that puck back. Oh, Miller saves a goal. Milwaukee back up with it to the point. Shot in front, pushed aside by cutting. And back down low. Onak to the corner. Milwaukee sends that puck to the backboard. Miller up for Brown. Brown escapes. He had time, but he decided to send that puck up. Milwaukee keeps it in. Miller, good body. You can touch it as D. Carter was afraid of a hand pass because it hit off of Kruger, but it's a defensive position, so he can touch that puck. Miller fires it into the bench. We'll get a change. 6:52 to go in the game. Nietzsche, Letcher, Chalicki, Rubicki, and Campbell at D. Nietzsche wins that back to the corner for Campbell. Campbell hard around. Weird bounce off of the boards and makes its way into the neutral zone. Puck back behind for Campbell. Campbell to Rubicki. Rubicki tries to chip ahead for Chalicki. Milwaukee's got a guy all in alone up front. They pass it to him, but he doesn't get enough on it. And puck goes to the backboard. He misses wide. Puck up the near board. Kept in and shot. Nietzsche and Chalicki battling. Campbell chips it over to Rubicki. Rubicki for Letcher. Letcher chips ahead, but it goes too far, and that'll be an icing. Kushkowski, Bergeron, Credidio come back on. Prisgintis and Aldridge at D. Face-off controlled by Milwaukee, up to their D, back down low. Worked into the corner. Kushkowski trying to knock the puck loose and does. Knocks it up to the front. Credidio puts his guy into the boards. Milwaukee still with it. Knocked aside by Aldridge. Blocked by Berge. Good block by Bergeron. Credidio trying to get that puck out. Pushes it to the corner instead. Prisgintis puts it up the boards. Milwaukee back in control. Puck works its way out into neutral ice. Up the near board and down. Prisgintis slows it down and then sends it around for Aldridge, but it goes too far and up the sideboard. Milwaukee, cross ice. Another block by Bergeron. Blocked by Aldridge. Puck to Kushkowski and chipped ahead. Bergeron gets there. Good job by Berge. Credidio carries in. Tries to put it in front for Kushkowski. Milwaukee takes it back and it goes the other way. Credidio winds up with that pass from Kushkowski. Puts it to the sideboard, goes for a change. Onak carries in. Pulauskas, Reynolds, and Paulo on the ice. Pulauskas battling in the corner. Puck comes loose. Milwaukee picks it up. And a cross-ice pass misses. Bounces off of the board. Pulauskas gets there and pushes it to Onak. Onak's pass hits off of the back of Paulo. Paulo gets to that puck and dumps it in deep. Passes it to Reynolds in front, but knocks off of Reynolds' stick and Milwaukee back in. Milwaukee trying to get past Miller. Miller ties up. Onak takes a hit in front. Puck loose over to the sideboard. Paulo and Reynolds working it there. Reynolds gets it out, protects it, tries to get it to Paulo. Milwaukee gets a stick on it. Onak's able to get off the ice. Campbell comes on. Miller working to try to get that puck. It gets pushed to Campbell. Campbell to Pulauskas. Pulauskas to the red line and knocks it in. Kruger has come on for Paulo. Milwaukee on the sideboard. Floats the puck high. Campbell gets to it, but it's deflected. Reynolds trying to dig it out. Campbell up to Reynolds. Reynolds across for Pulauskas. Hits off of Pulauskas' skate. Reynolds changes. Pulauskas takes a big hit. Puck to the corner. Knocked out and brought to neutral ice by Milwaukee. Milwaukee's offsides, but the puck doesn't go that far. Campbell able to stick it down and get it across. Brown and Carter are on the ice. Rybicki takes that puck around to the near board. Brown comes over and knocks it into neutral ice. Milwaukee looking to regroup. Good stick by Kruger. Kruger, Brown, and Carter coming in. D went to change. Pass to Carter. Carter gets taken out. Brown covering high. Milwaukee touches up, and we're going to go back on the power play. 2:34 to go. And we'll get a power play unit out. Kushkowski, Carter, Pulauskas, Chalicki, and Campbell. Campbell able to keep that in. Gets it across for Pulauskas. Pulauskas back to Campbell. Campbell to Chalicki. Hard shot off of the pad and over to Pulauskas. It gets just past him. Campbell gets a stick on it. Pulauskas carries in. Pulauskas drop pass to Carter. Carter to Campbell. Back to Carter. Carter down low for Kushkowski. Over to Chalicki. Chalicki to Campbell. Campbell to Pulauskas. His one time didn't quite go. Milwaukee gets it and clears. Cutting comes out to play and leaves it for Campbell. Campbell to Kushkowski. And we've got too many. Przgintis jumped on too soon. So that'll negate the power play. And we'll go to 4-on-4. So Przgintis to the box for too many men. Brown and Kruger comes out. So minute 42 to go. Minute 8 in the Admirals penalty. So it'll leave about 34 seconds for the power play for the Admirals. Miller and Onak at D. Kruger takes this face off. He wins it over to Miller. Miller from behind cutting to Onak. Onak's got a lot of room he's going to carry. Onak carries in. Shot in front. Goes underneath Milwaukee player. Milwaukee carries through. Brings that puck in. Cutting. Saves it. Cleared by Onak over the sideboard. Puck to the middle. Cross ice through the D. Brown out to challenge. Milwaukee gets the guy free. Shot goes high and wide and out. Brown chasing it down. Milwaukee behind their net. 13 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. Brown and Kruger change. Carter and Bergeron come out to kill. 53 seconds to go. Bergeron works that puck to Rubicki. Rubicki sends it down. 20 seconds to go. Carter pushing wide. Drop pass by Milwaukee, looking for some space. They're in neutral ice. 10 seconds left in the game. Bergeron. They got to get a shot into Cutting's glove. And 0.4 seconds. And the ref is saying, run it. And end of the first game. Fury on top, 4-1.
Then we called it. So I was like, oh, we gotta, where do we put it? We put it, and I fired something out. Like, it was like, we got a different.
So we'll get our second game this evening at 5:40. And we'll see you all then.